Political significance in this game, whether the players like it or not, but perhaps a little more of that later. The important thing is here, as Kenny Dalglish and one or two of the other players were saying beforehand, is how they approach the game. They didn't approach it well in 1981 when they played against a Brazilian team, Flamengo, and they were beaten quite easily. As for the Argentine team, this is a very important occasion for them. They prepared for this thoroughly. They've avoided getting into situations where they might injure themselves or tire themselves. They prepared for months. And these conditions, the brown turf of Japan at this time of the year, suit probably the South Americans. Control is so important, and usually the South American players are that much better at it. But one or two issues we shall obviously see before as the game starts, but Liverpool's approach must be, as they say, to close the game down early on, not to let the Argentines play. Their skill is probably superior, but Liverpool must try and dominate early on before the game is controlled by either side. So a wonderful atmosphere here, friendly, competitive, very important to both sides. Big prize money, of course, and we're up to kick-off time now. Referee just checking with the linesman, his watch. And away we go. Liverpool, the European champions, against Independiente of Buenos Aires, the South American champions, for the Toyota Cup and the title of World Club Champion. Also, this is the first international meeting between the two nations since they were at war over the Falklands Islands. Hopefully this sort of occasion will help the two countries come closer together, even in only a very small way. But whether the players like it or not, they do carry an extra responsibility out there. Bad behaviour or bad sportsmanship might be interpreted in an entirely different way. So the fifth staging of the Toyota Cup. No European side has yet won here. Liverpool, the first side to come back for a second attempt. But the loss of Lawrenson at the back, with Gillespie, number 15, taking his place, is a very bad blow to them. Liverpool in all yellow because, of course, as you probably know, both sides normally wear red as first choice. Dalglish trying to get in there. And that was a fairly fierce challenge. Very quickly spotted by the Brazilian referee. That was Molby, the Dane, coming in with that foul. This is Gillespie. Only 7 games in the first team for Liverpool. Dalglish running for this one with Villaverde. Villaverde. Nicol picking it up off him. Hard to keep the balance, but the referee had blown for a foul on Steve Nicol. It's going to be competitive early on. This is Kennedy and Nicol on the ball. Cleared away by Villaverde. Over goes young Gillespie. On to the all-weather track. This, of course, was the Olympic Stadium of 1964. Giusti putting it out to Clausen. Easily cut out by Hansen. On the right here is Johnson and Rush. Rush getting in there well. Molby playing for the first time for Liverpool in an international match. Molby penalised by the referee there. Boccini to Trocero. This is Marangoni, the player who played in England for 1 year. Burachaga. And Johnston putting it back to Bruce Grobbelaar. Every team has a character. This is the sort of character who will do for 2 or 3 teams. Bruce Grobbelaar of Zimbabwe. And the Japanese loved the distance of his kick. But Liverpool didn't much like Dalglish's touch, which is out of play. So the 5th Toyota Cup, almost 4 minutes gone. Dalglish turning it up for Molby. Pressure there from Percudani. Gillespie trying to make a long one go, and it's well cut out by Enrique. Forward comes Villaverde. Oh, and away goes Percudani. He's offside. Percudani, 19 years of age. Obviously comparatively inexperienced. Kennedy forward for Rush. Kennedy again. There's Nicol on his left. Walker's crept up into the middle. Up goes Walk, but it's well away by Trocero. Kennedy trying to make space for himself or a colleague. Hansen. Gillespie drops back to give Hansen an angle. Neil on his right. Hansen again. When they played in 1981, Flamengo really took the game to Liverpool and outplayed them in the first 20 minutes. Very anxious that this doesn't happen here. And a fine ball, but offside according to the linesman, but I don't know whether he was. Barbaron looked to be away there. That was Boccini. Just about 5 minutes gone. There's Ian Rush. 32 goals in England, 47 overall for Liverpool last year. Looking for Dalglish. Now Rush. And Marangoni loses the ball to Johnston. Hansen. Villaverde cuts it out. Well, Liverpool enjoying a bit of possession at the moment. Dalglish holding it up well. Molby. Rush. Rush, a good ball to Johnston. Walk backs off. Johnston here to Neil. Walk. Molby offside. It's quickly taken and Independiente come away with it. Burashaga, good tackle. And not offside as Percudani breaks away. Percudani with a chance. It's a goal! Independiente have broken away and scored in 6.5 minutes with their first attack. Grobbelaar beaten. Liverpool claim offside, but the Argentine celebrates a goal early on by 19-year-old Jose Percudani. Through there by Marangoni. Offside claim Liverpool. No, says the referee. And Percudani goes on and through and scores. Good goal. And from this angle, Grobbelaar didn't get near to him at all, and he kept his cool for a 19-year-old superbly. Well, a bitter blow for Liverpool when they'd had so much possession, pushed forward. Suddenly the back door is open and they're one down. But now he's very much involved here. We're back live and Independiente lead by 1-0 already. Well, one of the problems for Liverpool in this particular season has been they've been caught square too often at the back. Their fullbacks lack a bit of pace, and they were certainly caught there. Was it offside? Well, many people in a certain part of England anyhow will no doubt be claiming it is. But the linesman had been pretty sharp beforehand with other decisions, and he let that one go. Kennedy getting forward. Clausen under pressure from Nickel. Free kick by Clausen. Well won by Gillespie. And then Marangoni. Clausen did superbly. This goal will do wonders for the confidence of the Argentine side, who pushed back rather surprisingly perhaps early on. But now we should see some play from them, and perhaps a bit of character from Liverpool. Trocero, the captain. Giusti, another of the current internationals. Trocero. Oh, a fine ball, but this time the linesman said offside. And one or two pointed looks from Liverpool. There's the Independiente bench and their coach Omar Pastoriza, who had a heart attack a few months ago, but I was sure the condition of the game now will do the condition of his heart a power of good. Nicely done by Percudani. Here's Buruchaga, and out comes Grobbelaar. Ten minutes of the game gone. The sun still shining brightly. Forward goes Walk. Well cut out. Johnston. Molby. Kennedy on the left. Nickel on his left. Dalglish inside him, trying to get by Clausen and fails. Good play by Independiente. Boccini. Giusti. Barbaron goes and he's away and offside. He just timed it not quite right. Free kick to Liverpool. Up to Dalglish. But the control wasn't good enough. That isn't like Dalglish. Up goes Trocero. There's a foul there by Rush on Trocero. Free kick to Independiente. A puff of dust as that kick is taken. Johnston, the player born in South Africa but brought up in Australia, but who's played for Britain. And there's the Liverpool bench and their manager Joe Fagan, necessarily a little bit dejected at the moment. Enrique to Boccini. Good cutout by Molby, the Dane. Nickel. Nobody on his left though, waiting for support from behind. Kennedy. Walk, a bad one. Poorly done. Cut out by Villaverde. Villaverde again. Dalglish. Enrique gets in there, Molby trying to get the ball to Dalglish, didn't work. Percudani starting to make a break as Boccini, the greatest passer certainly in the Independiente side, gets it, but they lose it in midfield as Liverpool close it up well. A mistake there from Clausen. Trocero gets it back. And Boccini controls badly. Rather surprise from him. Gillespie gets it forward. Well, we've just had a report that at 12:01, exactly at kickoff time, we had an earthquake here in Japan. There was some movement at the stadium, but I'm informed it's nothing to do with the football. But comparatively minor. But at the moment, there's quite a contest going on out there. the battle for midfield had still not been won before Independiente took a shock lead. Now we're all settling back here to see what's going to happen, and there's a problem out on the field. Discussion between linesman and referee about one of the sound recordists and operators of the NTV host nation, who is too close, I think, to the field. The point was he's wearing red, and it was confusing the Argentine side. He's been substituted in television terms by somebody wearing blue. So a minor problem, but it could be very distracting for referee and linesman, particularly over the far side when he sees a red figure and throws his flag up for offside, and he's just put a member of NTV out of the game. Here come Liverpool. Dalglish, a nice little touch, but it's too far ahead, and Villaverde, the sweeper, clears up. Here he is again. And a nicely hit ball. Boccini doesn't quite control it, but he's there, and it's a fine ball forward, but offside again against Barbaron. Not him, he wasn't offside, he was. It's Barbaron, number 11. He's not too happy, but it's 15 minutes gone, and his side are leading. Gillespie forward. Rush, hard one to control. Back to the captain, Phil Neal. Walker gets it in, but not accurately. Percudani a touch. Appeal for handball, but against whom? Who was guilty here? Well, there's a free kick, as we've seen, to Liverpool, but it came to nothing. A clash there on a hard ground between an England player and an Argentine player, but it was nice to see them shaking hands after that. Goyen, the Uruguayan goalkeeper, playing for the Argentine side, clears, but not particularly well. Marangoni, the player who had a year with Sunderland in the English First Division, is fouled. There's a free kick to Independiente. And there's another look at that incident. The kick has been taken. And Kennedy gets it away, but only to Burruchaga, and that could be dangerous. But neither side putting together a sequence of passes at the moment on this bumpy, dry, uneven pitch. Well cut out, though, by Marangoni. And some impassive faces from the VIP bench. But they must be pretty happy because their continent is leading. Gary Gillespie looking for the front man directly. Finds Rush, looks like a free kick. Can't do that right under the nose of the referee. Dalglish wants to take it. Kennedy has popped in there. Walk got up well. Away beautifully by Burruchaga. It was Clausen making a break from Giusti. Dalglish wasn't too happy about that challenge, but it is a dry ground. It is nice and warm. It's 10 degrees centigrade, and it's getting pretty hot out there in more ways than one. This is Trocero. Another good ball forward for Barbaron, who's quicker than Neal. Neal fortunately gets a boot to him, and it comes off Barbaron straight to Grobbelaar. But Phil Neal, a highly experienced player, but 33 years of age, is being called out for speed. And it's been noticeable how Independiente have tried to get the ball to this left flank as often as possible. Molby. Gillespie. He's under pressure. Hansen can't afford to take it forward. Still the battle for midfield goes on, but a reminder that Independiente lead by 1-0, scored by number 9 Percudani in the 6th minute, but it's Liverpool in all yellow pressing forward. But really, they haven't had a direct shot on the Independiente goal yet. Marangoni.
Jockey.
Probably heard the call there. Microphone's very close to the pitch. But even if your English is pretty good, you might find some of it hard to understand. There's so many different accents in this Liverpool team. Giusti almost got one through there. And Liverpool were once again caught square, but they just kept it out. And that's a fine ball from Johnston. Dalglish still finding it hard to control the ball on the surface. Kennedy runs into trouble. Now there are 3 players out of the game, and Independiente could break here. But Burruchaga's offside, and there's a good tackle by Molby, and it's Liverpool going back again. Walk getting up here, but it was too high for him, and it's going out of play. 20 minutes of the game gone. It's 1-0 to Independiente of Argentina against the Liverpool of England in this 5th Toyota Cup. A bit of discrepancy about where the throw should be taken from. Liverpool trying to push up, make it difficult for them to get it away, and it's out again. So a throw to Liverpool this time. Neal takes it to Molby. Marangoni, Boccini, Giusti, and there was a foul there. A bit of ankle tapping. Giusti, the player, is quickly taken, but the referee wants it to be retaken. The ball was moving, and that is against the rules. Trocero with the kick. Giusti. Alberon, nicely done. Marangoni. Boccini, Marangoni. But too ambitious, but they regain it as Neal heads badly. Percudani. Nicely done again. Boccini, who's pulling the strings at the moment. Enrique, the left back, runs into trouble, and it's cleared by Steve Nicol. But a throw-in for Independiente. Neal, the captain, doing a bit of organising, but they must be a bit dispirited at the moment. And the control there not good enough by Enrique, the left back. Dalglish. That was sharper. Molby. Hansen with Kennedy on his left, out there wide is Nicol. Finds him. Rush goes down the left. This is Kennedy supporting. Rush here. Back to Kennedy. Walk wants the long ball into the middle. Will he give it to him? No. This is Dalglish. And Dalglish's pass didn't look as if it was good enough, but Nicol did well to get it and to win a corner, the first corner. Aggressive, confident young player, and Liverpool are in there challenging. Battered away, not a lot of science in that, but efficient enough, particularly with the big fellow Trocero at the back there. Here's Neal again. Offside against John Walk. looked like a good opportunity, but the flag is already up anyhow, and Walk had pulled out of the challenge. But he is the player who could be so dangerous coming through from midfield. 11 goals this season. Goijen with the kick. Again, and not a particularly good one. Nicol moving away. Molby to Dalglish. Nicely turned into the path of Kennedy. Walk is in there for the deep cross. Nothing like deep enough. Throw in for Liverpool. Again building the pressure after that blow of the goal, but the flick wasn't particularly good, although Trocero almost made it a better one by missing there, but no danger in the end. Good challenge by Neil. Johnson gets in there. And here's Rush. And Trocero almost put it into his own net. Dalglish couldn't get there. That was a great opportunity for Liverpool. Johnson and Rush opened it up. Johnson gets in there well, and Rush showed his speed getting on the end of it, setting up Dalglish, but he couldn't get it. Trocero didn't know where it was, but backheeled it off. And we're back live. And Liverpool are driving forward. Johnson with the corner. And the goalkeeper is out and catching well. 25 minutes gone. Liverpool trying desperately to get back into it, trailing by the 1 goal. Trocero doing well there, but a very anxious moment for him a minute or so ago. Liverpool getting more confident. Nicol tackled by Giusti and hurt. Let's see that one again. Nicol had control of it. The tackle on the ball and the player, and not a foul. It's Dalglish, good turn, but robbed by Clausen there, and another corner for Liverpool as he takes his position on the near post. Up come the big players from the back. Gillespie is coming into this. Hansen is not. Gillespie trying to get a run forward. Up goes Gillespie, doesn't get there. Still Liverpool. Molby, and loses out in a dangerous position, but Strength gets it back. No, free kick. Here comes Barberon, and he's quick, and Hansen had to take it away from his own goalkeeper. Well, Barberon drifted in from the left flank. He hasn't had much possession in the last 5 or 10 minutes. He came to find it there and did very well. Boccini, good play. Percudani, and a free kick. Dangerous play given against Liverpool. A free kick in a critical area. Percudani goes for it. It's a high challenge, a dangerous challenge by Gillespie. You can see exactly why the free kick was given. But 3 years ago, in a similar situation, Grobbelaar fumbled a free kick from Zico, and his side were really put out of the game. What will happen here? Now, Trocero is very good on these kicks. Marangoni on the ball. Trocero shoots, hits the wall. Oh, great save. Clausen with the drive. Brilliant bit of catching by Grobbelaar, and the flags wave. The wall doing its job, but then goalkeeper Grobbelaar doing his job here. That was on the way in. Good catch. And back again as Liverpool come forward once more. Well robbed by Villaverde. Barberon. Giusti, Boccini, Well, Boccini's done well there to keep possession, but offside against two Independiente players. But that was wonderful skills that almost put Burruchaga away. Comparatively quiet game for him so far. Gillespie to Hansen. Rush coming off his man as he looks for the long ball forward to him here, but faulty control. He had more time than that. Marangoni couldn't get hold of it, but strength gets him through, and away he goes, offside once more. Now that was a doubtful one, I'd have thought. That looked like a good pass to me, and Barbaron is not happy about that decision either. I would think justifiably, but perhaps luckily for Liverpool. Flipped on by Dalglish. Walk going for the bouncing ball. Trocero thumps it away. But Gillespie couldn't control it. And into oblivion. Trocero over the head of Neil. Gillespie. Walk again finding it hard to control a bouncing, tricky ball, but perhaps Rush might get in here. No trouble in the end for Gauguin. Clausen. Neatly done. Half an hour gone of the first half here in Tokyo. It's Independiente of Buenos Aires, Argentina, leading by 1-0 against Liverpool of England, playing in the all-yellow strip. Reminder that this is the Toyota Cup from Tokyo, Japan, the clash between the European champions and the South American champions for the World Club title. Rush is fouled there, I'd have thought. Free kick as Rush goes down. Doesn't do any harm to stay down a little bit longer than normal to make the point to the referee that he's being looked after by a defender. Hansen. Clausen clears. Dalglish. Hansen. And away by Enrique. Not very constructively. Neil. Liverpool getting their composure back, but can they get a goal back? Mulby. Well cut out by Marangoni. Nice touch there by Percudani and by Boccini, but outnumbered in the end, and indeed fouled according to the Brazilian referee. But he's shown some lovely skills. No wonder he's such a powerful and popular player in Argentina, but fouled there by Walk. And similar activity in the midfield at the moment. But it comes to nothing. Burruchaga has come over to the left-hand side. His goalkeeper, Gauguin, has seen him, but I don't think he's too interested. But Gauguin's kicking is not too good at the moment. It's better, but there's no Independiente player over there, or shouldn't have been. And Liverpool keep possession. Nicely done by Dalglish. Back to Kennedy. Dalglish coming again. Mulby trying a good one to Johnson. It's a great ball and a great chance here. Oh, good catching. That would have been in the back of the net had Gauguin not held that. Good play here by Liverpool. Beautiful pass by the Dane Mulby to Johnson. He thunders it over, and excellent goalkeeping by Gauguin. And from a different angle, the skills all round would be seen to be pretty good. And Gauguin could well be in a bit of business again in the moment. Enrique, rather unwisely, I'd have thought, keeping possession there, but they get the throw in. El Loco, they call him, because when things get rough, he can get a little wild. Good leap by Hansen with Giusti. Nicol, who's had a fair bit of freedom out there, gives it to Kennedy. And although Liverpool have had plenty of possession, it's really only been one dangerous moment for the Argentine side in defence. Well, that's not a particularly good ball from Johnson, but a bit of work for Bruce Grobbelaar. And the Japanese really like that kicking of Grobbelaar, which is a good 20 or 30 yards farther than his opposite number, Gauguin. There's no wind of any distance. That's why there's been a free kick given. Foul by Trocero. And that's why the two are sticking pretty close together, and a lot of players from Liverpool are pushing up onto the edge of the area. Neil with the kick. A lot of movement off the ball. Offside, the flag goes up. Kennedy possibly the culprit. Argentines push up just before the kick is taken, and a couple of players in the middle are caught out. But the Liverpool bench a little bit more anxious now, and another cigarette is stubbed out. A chain smoker, Joe Fagan, throughout the whole of the game. Barberon with no chance there, but as we've seen in this game, when Barberon, number 11, has been in possession, he's been very dangerous. So Liverpool, the champions of Europe 4 times in the last 7 years, and English First Division champions a record 15 times, now up against it with 10 minutes to go before half-time. Johnson doing well on this right-hand side. Good effort into the side netting, but he looked as if he had the beating of his man there. Johnson temporarily disappeared. Here he is, South African born, brought up in Australia where his wife and child are at the moment, and he's only recently come back from there. Nicely controlled by Boccini. Burachaga, seen little of him so far. He was snuffed out there. Boccini again, but once more the whistle goes. Certainly Liverpool are trying to deny players like Boccini space in midfield, but he's so good that he can do something when there's only a yard or so to spare. Here he is again. Ran out of space again there, but Mulby jabs one forward to Dalglish. Space for Nicol and Kennedy. It's a good run here. Dalglish. Good tackle by Villaverde. Giusti to Boccini, tried to return it. A little bit more confidence in this Liverpool side. Started well, have shown some good touches, but were really knocked aside by that early goal. Kennedy. Dalglish here. And that won't come to anything. A little bit of misunderstanding. Quite a few of the Liverpool players say they're still suffering from not so much jet lag, but the body time change. And Kennedy's one of the players who apparently has been getting up at 3 or 4 in the morning and having bacon and eggs to make himself feel at home a bit more. Up goes Marangoni, probably the tallest man on the field. Johnson thumps it forward. Trocero away. We're some 8 minutes from half-time. Ian Rush hasn't really had a chance yet. It's Independiente of Buenos Aires, Argentina, leading by 1-0. And a good cutout there by Gillespie. Boccini, nice first-time touch. Hansen got a boot in though. Walk, Dalglish, that's not a particularly good ball. Enrique trying to make Barberon run. Can he keep it in? Not quite. And the game has faded away a little bit, although there's plenty for this capacity crowd of 62,000 to enjoy. Little touches of skill like that from Enrique particularly. over Rush's head for Dalglish. Villaverde is with him. Comes Molby. And Goigen controls it. Molby hasn't scored for Liverpool. It's his first international game, but really he should shoot more from these sort of distances, says Joe Fagan, the coach. It was a tricky one, but it wasn't really going in. And from another angle, good goalkeeping demonstrated here by Goigen. And we're live again, 6 minutes or so before the break. Hansen gets it. Johnson desperately trying to keep it in, doesn't succeed. And it's going to be a throw in then to Independiente. Enrique on the ball. Barbaron returns it, and it's a good one. Well, there's a good header from Giusti, but it was off the target. Giusti, one of the 5 players in this Independiente side who is in the national team, although we were looking there, as it happened, at the Barbaron, who isn't a national team player. Away by Gillespie. 5 minutes to go now before the break. Liverpool in all yellow, pushing forward still. Nickel. And being held off controversially, and the Scot tries to get at Clausen. Well, who's in the wrong here? Clausen holds his man off. Nickel wants to get at the ball, and down they come. The referee said it was a foul against Steve Nickel. Nicely controlled by Kennedy, but in there quickly was Giusti. And seemed to be a push there on Dalglish, but he held his man off superbly. And here's Walk getting over, but his touch was bad. And here comes Johnson. Good shot. Great shot by Molby. That was blocked. And Liverpool pushing forward, Independiente in some trouble, but they keep him out. Johnson back in possession again, but the whistle this time has gone, and a yellow card is being shown to Molby, I think. But Johnson did well there. Molby, I think, protested that that shot hit a player's hand. Whatever happened, he certainly said too much. And his name has gone into the notebook of the referee Filiol. But relief for Omar Pastoriza, the Independiente coach. Really let off the hook there. Burachaga, good tackle. Johnston, really busy. You've got the taste at the moment, Liverpool. Last 3 minutes before half-time. Rush slipping on this hard, tight surface. Nickel doing well. Clausen is onto him. That must be a foul. Protests of innocence, but that's got to be a free kick. Well, let's see it again. I think it'll prove the point without doubt. The ball wasn't touched. The man certainly was. And Liverpool have a free kick. Hansen stays back, but Gillespie goes up there. Gillespie getting in and touched over the top by Goyen. It was a direct shot. Dalglish curling one in directly from there, and it gave the goalkeeper some trouble. And it's a corner. The closing seconds now almost of the first half. Away by Barbaron, who's all the way back there. Boccini, a lovely touch to Percudani. He's on his own. Can he keep going on his own? Chased by numbers of Liverpool players. Keeps possession. Superb, but almost runs out. Burachaga goes forward. Burachaga is always there, and it was almost a bad one from Phil Neal. 2 minutes left of this first half. It's really ending with a bit of spice. There's a free kick there, and the Argentine side are worried. It's Nickel on the break here. Good support there from Giusti, dumps him. And cool play gets it back to Goigen, who's certainly been under some pressure in the last 5 or 10 minutes. Free kick. High challenge by Gillespie on Giusti. Well, the pattern of the first half has clearly been that early break, then Liverpool getting their momentum back again and causing some problems, but they can't even the scores. Referee saying get on and move on. Trocero forward, away by Phil Neal. Less than a minute to go before half-time. At stake here, of course, very substantial prize money and the title of World Club Champion. And a chance here for Barberon to break. Surely he was offside that time. He was. He's really not getting a break at all. But there's clearly a bit of a backdoor there, which Liverpool must keep closed tight. Phil Neal, we're on the 45-minute mark now. And the whistle goes for the end of the first half, which began dramatically when Jose Percudani scored in the 6th. Then last year, Grêmio of Brazil beat Hamburg of West Germany. And at the moment, it's this team, Independiente, their captain, Jorge Burruchaga, leading by that one vital goal scored by Jose Percudani in the 6th minute. He's looked sharp, they've looked very quick. Liverpool have looked a bit square at the back, and Boccini has looked a very, very experienced and talented playmaker in midfield. They're the obvious dangers, but Liverpool pushed forward well towards the closing stages of the first half. They created a couple of near chances, and we're away again for the second half, with Liverpool a lot to do on this brown, dusty, bumpy surface. It's not a question of the groundsman having goofed out on his job. That's the way it is in Japan at this time of the year. Green grass is a scarce commodity. This is the challenge between the Libertadores champions and the European champions, the two winners meeting here on neutral territory in Tokyo for the Toyota Cup and the World Club title. Burruchaga had a quiet time, and Johnson, who's been busy, pinches the ball there. Trocero obviously called for that one, and it's thumped away. Those long balls punted forward are a real danger to Liverpool. And perhaps those big kicks by Grobala are one of the attractions for the Japanese crowd. Dalglish, nicely played inside, but it's Villaverde who pinches it. Mulby. And Rush getting onto this one as Marangoni almost got himself in a bit of trouble. And it's Liverpool with a corner, and their bench looks a little bit happier. A punch by Goyen, not a particularly good one, but it's satisfactorily cleared. Another look at Goyen's anxious moment. And a throw-in as we come back live. Kennedy, it's flicked up and away. Appeals for a corner, obviously given. Here's the throw. The shot is going to come in, it's going to be deflected by an Independiente player, and the corner is coming in as we see the replay. Dalglish, Goyen, former basketball player, plucks out that one. Burachaga. Hansen up there confidently. And Liverpool are really putting the squeeze on here. Johnston. But there's nowhere to go. Johnson really had a pretty busy first half and had a couple of good shots. Well put back by Giusti. Here's Trocero, the captain. Barbaron goes forward, Gillespie cuts it out, and Neil in possession. And a ripple of applause from the home supporters. Might be as many as 50 Liverpool supporters here, probably less from Buenos Aires. That's an awkward bobbling one. There's no chance of Nicol getting it. Boccini. Chased by Dalglish, but Boccini, good balance and good passing. Boccini still goes. Kennedy's with him. But can he keep it in? Yes, he can. Nicely done. Oh, and a round of applause there. If he doesn't get himself into trouble, he didn't, and that was great play. Wasn't such a good ball from Rush, though, and he suddenly put Independiente and Giusti in possession. Long shot. That really wasn't a problem. But there was a beautiful run forward. Grobbelaar with the big boot. Well, I think if the Japanese crowd had to pick their man of the match at the moment, they might well pick Grobbelaar for his big kicks. Certainly not in Rush yet, because he hasn't had really too many chances. He almost set one up for Dalglish towards the end of the first half. But Independiente trying to get this one away. Cut out by Hansen. Dalglish, nice control. Rush, that's a good touch. Setting it up for Nicol, but it's away by Villaverde. 5 minutes of the second half gone. Still Liverpool in all yellow trying to wrestle this game back again. No European side has won this title yet. And it's beginning to get a bad habit. And they're really fighting in midfield there for the loose ball. Marangoni forward. Not again to Percudani. Same combination that brought the first goal. Barbaron is behind him as Percudani keeps it. But there's a push by the young player on Gillespie. It's a free kick which has been taken. Well, a bit of ball protection here, but you're only supposed to use your body, not your arms. And back live as Nicol tangles with Giusti. Now Clausen, and Nicol's done well. Oh, put away by Trocero, although his goalkeeper appeared to have it covered, but Nicol did well here. The big two players, and he's earned a corner. While we're looking at this, they've taken the corner and it's very dangerous. Molby. Hansen. It's certainly Liverpool on top at the moment. They've got to be so wary of that quick break. Appeals as Nicol chased what looked like a hopeless case. But the referee says goal kick. Goyen, the only Uruguayan in this Argentine club side. Trocero. Oh, and there might be a bit of a problem here for Clausen. Oh, he did well. Lovely touch too by Barbaron. Burachaga to Trocero. Burachaga again. And Burachaga has it. It's pretty ominous that we haven't seen much of him. Boccini, a beautiful bit of play. And Boccini gets Barbaron away. Burachaga's gone into the middle. Oh, it's an awful ball, but bobbled up on this uneven surface. Well, it was a wonderful break for Barberon. Look at Boccini, times it superbly, and Barberon is away. He had a great deal of time to pick his spot, but it was ballooned away to comparative safety. We're back live here with a throw-in. Percudani. Johnson is doing well here. Percudani is after him. It's fast and furious out there. This is a key time. And there's Barberon breaking again. Oh, Boccini looked to be in a dangerous position there, but it bobbled away from him. Molby, but to no one. It's really quick at the moment. They've stepped up the pace. Percudani, Burachaga, Clausen have a clear well to Johnson, and perhaps they can break now. John Walk. Molby slowed it down and changes it to Nicol and Kennedy behind him. Two players up front for Liverpool. Plenty of support in midfield though. Dalglish comes off well. Dalglish a good turn. He sets it up well for Johnson. Is not well done though. Walk does well to keep possession. Phil Neal, they're putting the squeeze on here as Craig Johnson gets it over. Nicol, but he was way out for a powerful header. Needed a knockdown really. Kennedy gets in there but doesn't quite control it. Boccini, this is the fastest period of the game yet. Boccini with Burachaga going forward. Across comes Gillespie and careered off him for a corner. First of the game for Independiente, and one of the first times we've seen Burachaga breaking, but he's free here. They're thinking quickly, but that was an important tackle and another important tackle. Ten minutes gone of this second half. Both sides going for the vital goal, but if Independiente get one here, it'll really be all over, I would have thought, for Liverpool. Burachaga here. And a free kick given against Liverpool. And we'll get a sighting of this one. A better sighting than Grobbelaar in the Liverpool goal. And it was at this end that Grobbelaar 3 years ago against Flamengo had trouble with a free kick. Now, who could have a go here? Trocero, the number 6, is the favourite. Here he goes. Oh, and deflected, ricocheting away. Here it is, the wall being beaten, but Nicol's head withstanding the shock. Nicol getting in the way of that, and that obviously means a corner. Trocero stays up there. Barberon to Burachaga. Boccini knocks it over again. Good head away though by Gillespie as Trocero came in on him. Good play by Enrique, but he couldn't pull it back enough. Even for the South Americans, whose control is pretty good, the ball will run away with them on this hard, unforgiving pitch. So the continual background of sound has been going for at least half an hour before the kick-off, and will no doubt be carrying on for most of the day. Increased to a pitch here in anticipation as Liverpool went forward, but it's Independiente on the break with Barberon and Boccini inside here. Boccini in with a good position here. Boccini, and it bobbled up again and away. But he's really enjoying himself at the moment. Usually he's the man who supplies others with chances. This time he had one himself. He couldn't get it down, and it flew away. No problems here for Independiente. Pictures here, incidentally, are from NTV, the Nippon Television Corporation, Channel 4, the oldest of the Japanese commercial stations. Well, perhaps Omar Pastoriza of Independiente, their coach, is a little bit more anxious than he was. Coincidentally, the sun shines, but we're told it's the coldest day so far of the year here in Tokyo. But it's dry, and it's ideal in some ways for football, although I wouldn't say the pitch is ideal. Enrique went down, protested towards the referee that he'd been fouled, but the whistle didn't go, and a few tussles in midfield. Boccini well intercepted by Molby, and Molby gets a return. Molby, the Dane for Liverpool, has a lovely ball forward for Nicol. Oh, good effort, but good goalkeeping too. The angle that he had at his disposal was quite a narrow one. Great play by the Dane Molby though. Steve Nicol gets through, but there's nowhere to go really. Burachaga at the other end is causing trouble, and Boccini keeps it in. No, he doesn't. And suddenly Riccardo Boccini, who seemed to have the ball tied to his feet for most of the game, has shown he too can make mistakes. Hansen to Gillespie. Dalglish, and that surely was a foul, but Dalglish gets away from his man well, and the referee doesn't blow. But that's now a throw-in. We've had 15 minutes in this second half. It's still 1-0 to Independiente in the red shirts, but Liverpool are not out of it yet. Good interception by Nicol. Away by Villaverde. Molby is fouled there, and he's limping, but the referee says play on. Kennedy, one for Walk, and Johnson to chase. Good ball to Barbaron. Neil does well to stop him. Johnston, Walk, Johnson the return. Up goes Rush with the goalkeeper. And the second attempt, Gauguin holds it. Still Liverpool. Not a good one from Molby. Back again though. Gillespie, they're playing with some confidence. The side who've suffered since Graham Souness was lost to them when he was transferred. But Kennedy, I'm afraid, commits an amateurish error. Quite possible. Hansen comes forward well. Kennedy again. And that's a better ball. Offside though, against Rush. Hard for Ian Rush because the Argentine side are playing a sweeper, an extra man at the back, Villaverde. So if he gets by one, there's always that one more. Here's Clausen with a kick. Well won by Rush. Clausen got himself into all sorts of trouble here. Dalglish turning well. Beautiful ball. Nicol, can he get by Clausen again? Needs help. Gets it from Kennedy. Molby. Nicol. Good play again. He's getting by. But surely there was a foul. No, a foul by Nicol, says the Brazilian referee, pushing Clausen. Well, let's see. He gets by his man, then he appears to be blocked, but the referee says there was a foul by the Scot Nicol. Hansen wins it. Boccini and then Clausen here. Barbaron and Giusti. Giusti hasn't had much space in midfield, getting down that right-hand side. The referee wants it retaken from the position he's had. Arangoni. Offside is given, so that won't be a throw-in, that'll be a free kick. Well, the pace of the first 15 minutes was hectic. It's died a little bit, but it's still very balanced. Dalglish, Mulby, Johnson wide. And the horns blow. And Barbaron is back there to cover. Neil. Oh, Rush, can he turn? Dalglish, forward four, Walk is offside. The whistle will go, and it's gone long before Rush put it in the net. A lot of the Japanese supporters applaud, thinking the ball is in the back of the net. Legally, it isn't. Offside there by John Walk. So, nothing for Joe Fagan and his team, but a free kick for Independiente. That's a better kick from Gauguin. Percudani beaten, but again offside. This time Buruchaga. A reminder that this is the Toyota Cup from Tokyo, Japan. The clash between European champions and the South American champions for the World Club title. And we've had pretty well 20 minutes in the second half. Still 1-0 to Independiente. Oh, and there's a bad back pass, and Buruchaga's in with a chance. Buruchaga's still going, and Grobbelaar remonstrates. But he did superbly to get that off Buruchaga, who should have scored. But that was an appalling error by Liverpool. It was a brilliant save. Well, it's worth seeing that one again, but for the moment there's a problem up here because there's a free kick. And Liverpool come forward. Rod Stewart looking with impassive face, but the pop star, must have realised that Liverpool came very close to going bang rather than pop themselves there. But they got away with it, came forward and were close at the other end. Offside. So just when we think the game is settling down a bit, it bursts into unexpected and dramatic life. And there's Trocero to clear. Boccini controls an awkward ball so well. So does Neil. Mulby. And the throw in. Boccini forced his way back into the Argentine national side after being discarded some years ago. Hansen driving one forward, a flick on to Rush. Rush is on his own. Can he turn it up? Johnson gets in there. Dalglish has a go. Rush again, wide to Nicol. But Independiente protect their goal very well. Good attack, but even better defence. Rush very busy in there, but couldn't get by a red wall. Mulby, that's a great ball to Walk. Oh, he's only inches away from getting that. Liverpool are looking good at the moment. They look quite capable of getting an equaliser. Hansen clear. Marangoni and Dalglish gets in there well, superbly done. Nicol can break here, rushes over the far side, and the tackle came in just at the right moment, and Nicol couldn't control it. That's the problem of these pitches. But Marangoni was caught here. Rush and Dalglish came over fast. Nicol breaks, but as the tackle comes in, it bobbles away. Great bit of play by Dalglish, but Nicol really couldn't get a clean shot in. And as that kick is taken, there's a player lying injured. It's Villaverde in the penalty area. Referee doesn't stop it, and they're told to get on with it. There's an appeal. There's problems on the sidelines because a substitute is warming up. The referee wants to wave him away and keep the game moving, with Liverpool taking the free kick. Nicol is in there, Rush, Molby and Walk. And Gauguin quite comfortably picks it out because the Liverpool players had made an early run and there was nobody coming in from the back. Molby. Independiente could yet crack. Dalglish, forward goes Nicol, it's a great ball. Clausen gets it out. The referee's whistle blows and Nicol is distressed that a free kick is given against him. Boccini. Oh, not a good ball, back again, and Liverpool in possession. Dalglish, Trocero. 25 minutes gone of the second half, but it's Liverpool still putting the pressure on. Now a break here though by Independiente, and it spells trouble. Good ball by Boccini to Percudani, and Kennedy does superbly. Percudani goes tumbling away and Kennedy breaks forward. That's a good ball too. Johnson is wide open this game. And Liverpool are battling well. The side who won the British Championship the last 3 years are really putting the squeeze on here, but they haven't got much sharpness up front. Johnson is beaten away quite cleverly by two defenders. Or in a slip by Molby, gets back in it with strength but loses out. Boccini, that's a nice bit of play. In goes Hansen. It's fast and furious again. It's Burruchaga in possession now. Independiente trying to slow the game down if they possibly can. It's not easy though. And nice play by Boccini, but couldn't get it to Giusti. Some 18 minutes left for Liverpool to get back in it. Rush. Villaverde is behind him, Clausen rather behind him, and that's an obvious foul, and it's going to be a booking. Rush turning away from Clausen, who clatters him, and his name goes into Mr. Filio's book, the second book player. Here's a chance here, and over the top by John Walk. He came into the hole. There was no one marking him. Beautifully put in by Kennedy before I think Independiente were ready. Walk stretching to get at this, and he didn't control it. But for John Walk, 11 goals this season, that must be classed as a chance. And we're back live with Liverpool still going for that equaliser. Remember last year, the European side, Hamburg, pulled the goal back and forced it into extra time. Here's Nickel. Villaverde. Burachaga. And a foul there. Quickly taken. Percudani breaking again. Percudani's away with Barbaron. Percudani. A weak shot, but he's still very lively. But no doubt the Liverpool are the dominant side. But that's not enough. Well, that bobbled away from Kennedy. He looks menacingly at the pitch. Substitution imminent for Independiente. It's going to be Monzon. A defender comes on, but not for the moment. The referee wants the game to continue as Barbaron breaks away. Percudani in the middle. Barbaron had a chance there. Grobbelaar seeing clearly that Barbaron could see the whites of his eyes almost before he shot, but he should perhaps have done better. But again, the danger of the counter-attack, very evident. Here's Molby looking for walk, but it's away by Trocero. And Burachaga, nice little touch by Percudani, but not such a nice little touch by Hansen, and that was a foul. So a free kick. And a substitution. So we'll hold up play while Villaverde goes off and Pedro Monzon comes on. So that's one defender for another defender. Injured, Villaverde a little bit earlier. But the game goes on and Percudani gets one over. Comfortably back to Grobbelaar. 15 minutes to go. It's still Liverpool trailing by the 1 goal. Last year, Hamburg of West Germany were the first European side to score in this competition, and it's been a frustrating time for the European teams. And it looks as if another substitution is imminent for Liverpool this time. But it's a free kick. Well in by Walk. Trocero challenged by Dalglish. I'm quite happy to see that one put out of play. Here's Ronnie Whelan to come on and John Walk to come off. With 40 minutes. John Walk, who had that one late chance that we saw, hasn't had the happiest of games. Ronnie Whelan, who played in the European Cup final against Roma. Midfield usually. Burachaga gets that one away. Oh, good play to Rush, but he's on his own. Comes back to find support. Nickel. Kennedy just toes one in, but inaccurate. Dalglish pursues it. 32 years of age, Dalglish, but still full of running. Oh, good. Oh, well, by European standards, a good challenge. And the hands express the feeling of Craig Johnson, but the referee's whistle had gone, as you probably heard. A high challenge, according to the referee. Well, in Europe, he probably would have got away with it. Free kick then to Independiente, who've been the South American champions 7 times out of 25 years, way above any other club in South America. A club formed originally by employees of a store called the City of London. In 1905 they broke away and became Independiente. And they wear red because an English club, Nottingham Forest, went there and it so impressed the people there that they decided to wear the same colours. But Liverpool must now be becoming a little bit anxious. Offside against Percudani. Liverpool have had possession. They've got the ball into the Independiente penalty area, but they haven't got the equaliser. And the Argentine side have showed how good they are at soaking up pressure. And they haven't got much more time to soak it up. Well, that's a good ball to Nickel if he can keep it in. He can't quite. And now perhaps they're getting a little bit anxious with their passing. But what is good to see, that bearing in mind the political background to these two countries, this has been a fairly sporting occasion, despite the fact there have been 2 yellow cards. There were 5 last year. Oohs and ahs from the Japanese crowd as Enrique goes down. But if the referee forces the game on, I would guess that he would get up quickly. We're seeing it again as the game restarts. And Enrique has recovered. Kennedy, a little nudge as he went past Boccini there. It was a good play by Dalglish. Bit hopeful from the back, not building as patiently as they did. That's better. Dalglish to Neil. Oh, that's a hopeful, not a bad one. 10 minutes to go, putting Independiente back in possession. There's a free kick there. I wonder now if Liverpool have run out of steam. They've really got to pull their socks up and give it a go in the last 10 minutes. That's an attempted long shot from Burruchaga. Very, very optimistic. Ten minutes to go. Nicely put away by Dalglish. He's shown some superb touches, but here's Kennedy in for Whelan, who couldn't control it. And Goyen will take his time. Kennedy in there well, but it's Boccini to Marangoni. Boccini again. Free kick. Burruchaga definitely held back there. It's beginning to sway very much Independiente's way. Trocero trying a kick, he topped it quite badly. It wasn't a good attempt at all. Well, what can Liverpool produce in these last few minutes? Grobbelaar, apart from that disastrous back pass which put Burruchaga in, hasn't had much to do in the second half. But Independiente have defended well. That wasn't a good clearance, so. And it's now Mulby and Kennedy. Rush. Pushing by Rush. Rush protests to the Brazilian referee that he was being held off. Now, who was right? As Rush goes for this one, Well, we don't really see the incidents happen, but two players, one marking tight, one trying to get away, and inevitably a problem or two. Back flick to Grobbelaar from Gillespie, who's filled in well for Lawrenson, but they have missed him, there's no doubt about it. His forays forward have always been valuable to them. Gillespie isn't that sort of a player. Clausen, Marangoni, Trocero. Monzon hasn't really had a part to play in this game now, the substitute, nor is number 12, Ronnie Whelan. There's Monzon. Hansen, but it's only Giusti in possession before the foul was committed. It's taken. Bad bit of play by Johnson, who's looking tired now, although he recovered bravely, but outnumbered there. Burachaga. And now they're beginning, Independiente, to look the stronger side in many ways. They've done well to withstand the pressure. They know they've got to hold on only another 6 minutes. Marangoni. Oh, Boccini. Oh, great play. Still with it. Boccini happy to see that one go out and waste a few more seconds. And once again, the indications are that the European side is going to end up disappointed here. Clausen with the throw. Percudani into trouble, but out of again. And a free kick. Small but lively. And a free kick from, once again, an inviting angle with 5 minutes to go. Independiente in red, leading by 1-0. Grobbelaar well aware of the problems, particularly as he's only got a three-man wall in front of him. Will it be Trocero again or Burachaga? Trocero, and Burachaga was going for the return there. Well held by Grobbelaar, whacked away and not very well. Burachaga was almost free there. But a surprisingly quiet game for the Argentine captain, really. Rush. Still got time to do it. Dalglish. Mulby. Changing it to Kennedy with Nicol on his left. Kennedy going well. No power. And now he's going to be tired. He's got to get back. Well, it was a good run by the left back, Alan Kennedy, but the shot had no real sting. And there's a foul there on Steve Nicol, who brushes away the consolation and apologies of Marangoni. Down goes Nicol. It wasn't a good challenge. There's the free kick. It's well cut out by Burachaga. Kennedy again. Rush, good header. William can't get it. And a high challenge, says the referee, and protests by the Liverpool players, almost too many by Rush. And Rush has got to be careful here. The free kick has been taken. Gojen to clear. With 3 minutes or so left, plus injury time in this fifth Toyota Cup final. And the world title looks as if it's going back to South America, where it seems to have lodged quite permanently in the last few years. Referee indicating that they should get a move on. Good interception by Kennedy, but they look to have run out of steam. Liverpool, Burachaga offside, and a lot of whistle from the estate agent from Santos City. Some tired legs and faces out there. 2 minutes of the game left. Liverpool's throw. Or is it a kick? Free kick given. They're pushing a lot of big players up. Killing Gillespie. Kennedy. Every Independiente player is back except Percudani, the goal scorer. Dalglish. There's some confusion there as to who had the throw-in. Dalglish, tired, hot, and looks a little bit disconsolate. Johnson gets in well and bravely. Neil. Hansen. Only a minute left. And Boccini could break here. Free kick given. He knows that time is on Independiente's side. No hurry. And that, the most negative touch of the game, roundly booed by the Japanese, but in fairness, it has been a fairly open and clear-cut game. Photographers and Argentines alike waiting to pour on when the final whistle goes. Joe Fagan knows surely it's all over unless somebody can produce a trump card in the closing seconds, and there are very, very few of those. The ball goes out, a delaying tactic. We're into injury time. Liverpool look as if they're going to lose for the second time, and they have. The final whistle. Liverpool have lost. It's Independiente, another triumph for South America, the 5th success in 5 attempts. Independiente of Buenos Aires, the Diablos Rojos, the Red Devils, beat Liverpool, the champions of Europe, by 1-0. The goal scored by Jose Percudani. So early in the game, they withstood a lot of pressure in the second half. Goyen, the Uruguayan goalkeeper, was resolute, and it means that Club Atlético Independiente of Buenos Aires are the world club champions. Toyota European South American Cup has been a presentation of NTV in association with Warren Lockhart Television Sports, and is intended solely for the private use of its audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission or other use of the contents in whole or in part without the express written consent of Warren Lockhart Television Sports and Dentsu is prohibited. There's the cup, the Intercontinental Cup and the Toyota Cup, and the world club champions are Independiente of Buenos Aires. So celebrations here from the Argentines, as we remind you that the executive producer for Warren Lockhart Television Sports has been Warren Lockhart, and the supervising producer has been Dick Dodson.